High school baseball has been played for over a century across the United States, with some of the greatest players of all time finding their first taste of success and fame as teenagers, while they represented their communities and their schools. Using high school baseball as a launching pad, some of the greatest high school players of all time have gone directly into their professional careers. In the last 20 to 30 years, that's meant turning high school kids into instant millionaires with record-signing bonuses. Number 10, Condredge Holloway, Alabama. You'll find a lot of the states on this list have some loopholes in the case of Alabama. That comes because the state's two greatest players, Willie Mays and Hank Aaron, never had the opportunity to play high school baseball. Into that void steps a player who actually became more well-known for another sport. Lehigh shortstop Condredge Holloway was a high school All-American in 1971 and was the number 4 overall pick in the MLB draft. But his mother refused to sign the forms to let him play pro baseball. Holloway starred in baseball and football at the University of Tennessee, where he became the first black quarterback in school history and SEC history, and the first black baseball player in school history. He was an All-American in both sports at Tennessee, where he still holds the school record with a 27-game hitting streak. He played in the Canadian Football League for 13 seasons, winning 2 Grey Cups, and was elected to the CFL Hall of Fame in 1999. Number 9, Johnny Hamza, Alaska. The only 2-time Gatorade Player of the Year in Alaska history, South Anchorage High's Johnny Hamza kept his career with a .560 batting average, 28 runs, 19 stolen bases, and 14 RBI as a senior, while also going 3-0 with a 1.15 ERA and 23 strikeouts in just 15 innings. The same year, his team finished as state runner-up. Hamza turned down a scholarship offer to play baseball at the University of Hawaii after he was drafted by the San Diego Padres in the 5th round of the 2017 MLB draft. The Padres converted Hamza to catcher, and he's been in their minor league system since 2017, rising as high as AA. Number 8, Paul Konerko, Arizona. Paul Konerko was a high school star at Chaparral High, where he led his team to the Class 4A state championship as a senior, setting his school's single-season records for batting average .558 and doubles. Konerko, who set school career records for home runs and RBI, was the number 1 ranked catcher in the nation and signed to play for Arizona State. But he was lured away to pro baseball by the Los Angeles Dodgers, where he was converted from catcher to first base. He played 18 seasons in the majors and was a 6-time All-Star, spending his last 15 seasons with the Chicago White Sox, where he helped lead the team to a World Series championship in 2005. Number 7, Torrey Hunter, Arkansas. Torrey Hunter went from poverty to MLB stardom, first making his name as a 4-sport star at Pine Bluff High, where he played baseball, basketball, football, and track. Hunter's true gifts were in baseball, where he was a 2-time All-State selection and the 1993 Arkansas Gatorade Player of the Year. And Hunter made the 1992 U.S. Junior Olympic team, but couldn't afford the $500 fee. Until then, Arkansas's governor and future U.S. President Bill Clinton stepped in and paid the money when he learned of Hunter's quest. Hunter was headed to the University of Arkansas to play college baseball until a pro career came calling. Hunter wound up playing 19 seasons in the majors and was one of the best players in the game in the early 2000s. He was also one of the best fielding outfielders of all time, winning 9 consecutive Gold Glove Awards from 2001 to 2009. Number 6, Barry Bonds, California. California was by far the most challenging state to pick just one player from, but I had to give the nod to former Junipero Serra star and MLB home run king Barry Bonds, who barely edged out San Diego Hoover High's Ted Williams. Bonds starred at Junipero Serra in the early 1980s, hitting .467 as a senior and earning high school All-American honors before becoming an All-American at Arizona State. He eventually played 22 seasons in the majors, setting MLB records for most MVP awards with 7 and breaking Hank Aaron's career home run record. Number 5, Roy Halladay, Colorado. Roy Halladay continued a tradition of Denver area pitchers who worked with famed coach Bus Campbell, following Goose Gossage and Brad Lidge, and was on the radars of pro baseball scouts by the time he was 14 years old. Halladay, 6'6", was a high school All-American and the Colorado Gatorade Player of the Year at Arvada West High in 1995 and led his school to a Class 6A state championship in 1994. Committed to playing college baseball for Arizona, the Toronto Blue Jays selected him number 17 overall in 1995. So, he opted to start a pro career, playing 16 seasons in the majors, pitching a perfect game on 29 May 2010 against the Florida Marlins and winning 2 Cy Young Awards. Halladay had his jersey retired by both of the teams he played for, the Blue Jays and Philadelphia Phillies. Number 4, Scott Burrell, Connecticut. If you're looking for the true source of basketball legend Michael Jordan's enmity toward teammate Scott Burrell while the two played on the Chicago Bulls in the late 1990s, it was probably because the ultra-competitive Jordan couldn't wrap his head around the fact that Burrell was a better baseball player than him. That's right. The 6'7" forward was one of the top high school baseball players in the nation, coming out of Hamden High in the mid-1990s, where pro teams salivated at his future as a dominant right-handed pitcher. Burrell was headed to play college baseball for Miami and was drafted in the first round by the Seattle Mariners out of high school, but chose to play basketball for the University of Connecticut instead. There, he was a 3-time All-Big East selection and was picked in the first round of the 1993 NBA draft by the Charlotte Hornets. Number 3, Delino DeShields, Delaware. Delino DeShields was a high school All-American in baseball and basketball and originally signed a scholarship to play basketball at Villanova University. But the Montreal Expos selected him with the number 12 overall pick in 1987. DeShields finished second in the National League Rookie of the Year, voting in 1990, led the NL in triples in 1997, and finished top 10 in stolen bases 9 times. Number 2, Alex Rodriguez, Florida. Florida was another state where the greatest high school baseball player of all time seemed almost impossible to pick. But we went with Westminster Christian's Alex Rodriguez, who swept National Player of the Year honors from Gatorade and USA. Today in 1993, before he was selected number 1 overall in the MLB draft by the Seattle Mariners. Rodriguez, who was committed to play baseball for the University of Miami, signed with the Mariners at just 17 years old and would go on to play 22 seasons in the majors. Rodriguez was named American League MVP 3 times and won a World Series championship with the New York Yankees in 2009, but it was banned from baseball for the entire 2014 season for his use of performance-enhancing drugs. Number 1, Drew Jones, Georgia. One of just 2 players in over 50 years to be named a 2-time ABCA Rawlings High School All-American Wesleyan School outfielder Drew Jones is one of the few players to make this list who graduated from high school in the last decade. He led his school to the Class A state championship in 2022, hitting .570 with 13 home runs, 39 RBI, and hit safely in all 40 games his team played. Jones, the son of former MLB outfielder Andrew Jones, is considered one of the top baseball prospects of the last decade and was selected number 2 overall in the 2022 MLB draft by the Arizona Diamondbacks, picking pro ball over college baseball at Vanderbilt. And get this, the Diamondbacks gave the 6'3", 185-pound outfielder a reported signing bonus of $8.1 million. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up on subscribe button if you found this video informative and exciting. We love hearing from you, so feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below.